Okay, you've been there, right? Staring at an exam question, your mind just goes blank. Is the elbow proximal or distal to the wrist? And wait, is the nose anterior or is it ventral to the ears? If those terms are giving you a major headache, don't worry, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to clear all this up for good right now. So, in just the next few minutes, think of this as the ultimate GPS for the human body. And I promise you, by the end of this, you're not just going to be memorizing a bunch of terms, you're actually going to understand them. Your next anatomy exam, yeah, it's about to feel a whole lot easier. All right, let's dive right in. Look, before you can use any map, what's the first thing you do? You find north, right? Well, in anatomy, it's the exact same idea. We have our own true north. It's a single starting position that every single direction is based on. And I really mean everything. Every description, every single term, every plane we're about to talk about, it all assumes the body is in this one specific pose. If you get this right, I'm telling you, everything else just clicks into place. And this is it, the anatomical position. This is our universal standard reference point for everything. It seriously doesn't matter if the person you're looking at is lying down or upside down or even doing some crazy yoga pose. In your mind, for the purpose of anatomy, they are always standing exactly like this. Now, getting the details right here is absolutely crucial, so let's run through a quick checklist. First, they're standing upright. Feet are together with the toes pointing forward. Hands are by the sides. And here it is, the key detail that so many people miss. The palms have to be facing forward. That means the thumbs are pointing away from the body. And finally, the face is looking straight ahead. Just lock this image in your brain. It is the foundation for everything we're about to do. Okay, so we've got our starting position. Now we can actually start building our map. The first thing we need to understand is that there are three main ways we can, slice the body to see what's going on inside. I want you to imagine the body is like a loaf of bread. We can slice it in three totally different directions. These slices, we call them the anatomical planes. First up, we've got the coronal plane. This is a vertical slice, and it runs from side to side, basically dividing the body into a front part and a back part. Simple. And hey, here's a great little memory trick for this one. The word coronal, it kind of sounds like crown, right? So just imagine placing a crown on someone's head. The plane that follows the line of that crown, splitting the body into front and back, that's your coronal plane. See? Easy as that. Next up, we have the sagittal plane. Now, this is also a vertical slice, but this one runs from front to back, and it divides the body into right and left pieces. Now, here's a key distinction you have to know for your exams. If that slice goes perfectly down the middle and splits the body into two equal halves, we give it a special name, the median sagittal plane. The best way to picture this? Think of a single, super precise karate chop right down the midline of the body, from the top of the head all the way down. That perfect split into two equal left and right sides, that's your median sagittal plane. Any other slice that's parallel to that one is just called a sagittal plane. And our final slice is the transverse plane. This one's easy. It's horizontal. It just cuts across the body, dividing it into an upper part, what we call superior, and a lower part, or inferior. Oh, and definitely pay attention to the other names for it, because on your tests, you'll also see it called the horizontal plane or the axial plane. They all mean the same thing. Yeah, this visual shows it perfectly. Just think of a magician sawing someone in half at the waist, Or even simpler, just think about where you'd wear a belt. That horizontal cut, that's the transverse plane. It creates a top section and a bottom section. All right, so we've got our starting point, our true north, and we have our map lines, the planes. Now we need the actual directions, the north, south, east, and west of our body's GPS. The absolute best way to learn these is to remember that they always come in opposing pairs. So let's start with our first pair, superior and inferior. Basically, superior means toward the head, or up. Inferior means toward the feet, or down. It's really that simple. So your head is superior to your shoulders, and your knee is inferior to your hip. Just a heads up, on exams you might also see the word cranial for superior and caudal for inferior. Next pair, anterior and posterior. Anterior means toward the front of the body, and posterior means toward the back. So your nose is anterior, your spine is posterior. And you've got to remember the other names for these. Ventral also means front, and dorsal also means back. The easiest way to remember that, just think of a shark's dorsal fin. Where is it? It's on its back. Okay, this next pair connects right back to that median sagittal plane we were just talking about. Medial means moving toward that midline,
and lateral means moving away from the midline. For example, your nose is medial to your eyes, right? It's closer to the center. Meanwhile, your thumb, remember in the anatomical position, is lateral to your pinky finger.
Okay, listen up. Here are the two terms that get almost everyone mixed up. So let's slow down for a second and really nail these. The two most important words to remember here are origin and limbs. These terms, proximal and distal, are almost always used to describe things on the arms and legs. So the key is to think about the point of attachment, where the limb connects to the body. We're talking about your shoulder or your hip. Proximal just means it's closer to that attachment point. Distal sounds like distant, right? It means farther away from that attachment point. So think about it. Your elbow is closer to your shoulder than your hand is. That makes the elbow proximal to the hand. And because the hand is farther away, it's distal to the elbow. And our last pair is actually pretty intuitive: superficial and deep. Superficial just means it's closer to the body's surface. Deep means it's, well, deeper. It's more internal, buried away from the surface. So your sternum is superficial to your heart, and your stomach is deep to your abdominal wall. So how in the world do you remember all this when you're under pressure in an exam and not get totally mixed up? Okay, I've got you. Here is a simple 3-step trick. Think of it like your exam cheat code that you can use every single time. Step 1. Before you even think about answering, always picture the body in that standard anatomical position. First thing, every time. Step 2, find your anchor. What's the reference point? If the question is about an arm or a leg, your anchor is the trunk. If it's about being close to the middle, your anchor is that midline. And step 3, only after you've done the first 2, then you state the relationship. This little process turns a wild guess into a confident, logical answer. We've covered a ton of ground, so let's lock it all in with a super fast 20-second review of the absolute key takeaways. Okay, number 1, everything, and I mean everything, starts from the anatomical position. That is your true north. Number 2, the body is sliced by 3 planes: coronal for front and back, sagittal for left and right, and transverse for top and bottom. Number 3, all those directional terms come in opposing pairs. And finally, number 4, and this is the big one. For the limbs, always think proximal is closer to the trunk and distal is more distant from the trunk. That's really the core of it all. So there you have it. You now have the map, the compass, the entire GPS for the human body. You've got the fundamental language of anatomy. Now that you have the map, where are you going to explore first? Hey, if this explainer helped you finally nail these concepts, do me a favor and take just 1 second to subscribe. Now go ace that exam.